about everybody, but about a big chunk of them. I'm gonna give you a list of things. Not everybody does all these things. Most people just do one or two. But if you're lucky enough to listen to this video and get this list, kind of take a look in the mirror and evaluate your driving and see if you do any of these things. Because if you do, you're making life hard on somebody else. And sometimes it can end real badly for you. So let's start with my biggest pet peeve out here. Mama and Daddy, when you taking Junior out and teaching him to drive, I know y'all might need to learn this too, but we got to start somewhere. You taking him out there, teaching him to drive, and one of the big things I wish people would teach people how to do is how to merge into traffic. When you're coming down the on-ramp, that on-ramp is designed, another word for on-ramp is an acceleration lane, is to match speeds with the traffic of the road you're trying to get on. You know, when you're coming down that on-ramp, kind of keep a look to your left, see where traffic is, and when you're at the top of that ramp, you start judging what hole you're going to fit in. Whether you speed up a little bit, slow down a little bit. Don't wait till you get to the bottom of the on-ramp doing 35 mile an hour and either one of two things. Either jump in front of the semi that's doing 70 and make him stand on his brakes because you weren't going fast enough, or jam on your brakes and the next poor fool coming down the on-ramp has to jam on his brakes. Then you got like a slinky effect, and then it's all screwed up after that point. It's one of the easiest things to do in driving. And if going down an on-ramp and merging into traffic scares you, don't do it. Stay the hell off the interstate. You don't need to be there. And kind of the same thing goes for an off-ramp, but not quite as severe. There's no reason to stand on your brakes 100 yards before the off-ramp. You can hit that exit at highway speed and stop by the bottom. It's a funny thing, they're designed that way. If I can do it in a big truck, I know you can do it in a car. It's off and on ramps is that it gets my blood boiling every day, because it happens to me at least 10 times a day. I try to be nice. If I see a guy struggling to get up to speed, I try to slow down a little bit, give him a hole to get in. If I see he isn't up to speed, I'll get on past him so he can get in behind me. But some folks just ain't got good enough sense to breathe, and they see that big old truck and it scares them, and there they go, they jump on that brake pedal, and I've seen it more than once. Somebody jump on that brake pedal and the car behind them just wipe them out. But that's enough on that one. I got bunches of them, so I don't want to waste too much time on just one thing. Number two, if you're driving down the road and you're in the left lane, and you decide, well, I'm going to pass this truck, you pass me. You know, I'm doing 70, you're doing 73, 74, you pass on by me. Well, the first screw up you make is when you get back over in front of me, you try to see how close you can get to my front bumper without touching me. When you get back over, and you look at your rearview mirror and you don't see nothing but my grill. If that's the case, you got over too soon. Pass me, build some distance, then get over. So I got following distance. My truck doesn't have it, but a lot of these trucks has that adaptive cruise control, and you'll do that to one of them, and their truck will stand on its own brakes to miss you. Because all it suddenly sees is an object right in front of it. And or even worse, you change lanes in front of me. You're doing 74, I'm doing 70. And then you let off the gas pedal. And slow down. Why'd you, if you're gonna go that slow, why'd you even pass me in the first place? Oh, I didn't want to ride behind that big truck. I just want to get on past it. But you know what? I'm just gonna pass you right back. With a whole lot of cussing. But moving on, we got bunches of these things. You pull up in the left-hand turn lane, you're gonna turn left onto the interstate, and you're sitting there at the light, and there's an off-ramp to your right, and there's a truck sitting there. The on-ramp you want to get into is on the left. And if you look down at the ground, there's somewhere probably right underneath your door, there's a big fat white line painted on the ground. Yeah, I mean, it's just a big old fat white line. You can't miss it. And if you look down, it's under your door, you screwed up. There's a reason that line's on the ground. Now, when your light turns red, you're stuck there. And that truck that's over there on the get-off ramp goes to turn left. And he scares the bejesus out of you because you think he's going to run his tandem, slap over your hood. Well, if you were back behind that white line where you're supposed to be, he wouldn't even get close to you. But no, you want to sit out there in the middle of the intersection. And then get mad at the truck when he gets close to your hood. And the same thing applies if you're like in a double turn lane. Almost all the time the truck will get in the outside turn lane of either a right-hand or left-hand turn, because he knows that his trailer tandems are going to drag inside the line, and if he's on the inside, he's going to run all over the curb, so he gets in the outside. Now, you good truck drivers, they will try to go far out in the intersection they can to keep their tandems out of your lane. Sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes there's turn traffic coming from the other direction. The thing is, what you got to know is if he's on the outside and you're on the inside and the light turns green, get out from underneath that truck. Don't ride right there beside him. Because not unless you want his tandems in your passenger seat. And it's not the truck's fault. That's just the physics of it. I mean, it's when I turn a corner, my steer wheels go one way, my drive wheels follow it, but your trailer, it's 50 something feet back there. Your tandems are 40 something feet back there. They're going to track tighter than where the truck actually rode. That's why you see trucks all the time running over curbs, knocking over lampposts, and such. So don't be there. You're in a bad place. Speaking of being in a bad place, you riding down the highway, you either pass the truck or a truck passes you. You kind of say, wow, I kind of liked how fast that truck was going, so I'm gonna tag right along with it. And you sit back there by my tandems. And you just just sit there and match speeds with me. Now my truck's governed to 70 mile an hour, so I can't go no faster to get on past you. I'm kind of counting on the fact you were doing 65 mile an hour. And I'm gonna get around you, but lo and behold, I get halfway around you and you bump it up to 70. And here we go. And we're going over hill and over dale. And you're sitting right there, but I'll tell you, there's something that'll break you that right quick. Let that truck blow one of them trailer tires. I don't know if you've ever heard a truck tire blow. Sounds kind of like a cannon going off. And it slings big, thick pieces of rubber everywhere. All over your car. God forbid a big piece of that steel belted tread comes over and smacks your car. You blame it on the truck, or it'd be his fault. And the insurance company agree with you and they pay for it. But the truth is, you should have never been there in the first place. Quickest way to stay out of accidents is don't be where the accident's going to happen. You sure enough won't get in an accident if you aren't where the accident happens. Another one is, I don't see it so bad anymore. There for a while there was a myth that if you tuck right up underneath the back of a big truck, where you get in his airstream and he kind of drag you along, you get better fuel mileage. There for a few years when that myth was going around, everywhere I went I had a car tucked up underneath my DOT bumper. And but I do still see it. I mean, generally the way I can tell is, it's in the daytime, I look back and I look at my shadow. I can see my shadow on the road. And I look back and I can see the shadow of the car behind me. At nighttime, I can see his headlights on the ground. You know, if my tandems are lit up, but I don't see no car back there, well, he's back there behind me. The general rule of thumb is, if you can't see the mirrors on the side of my truck, I can't see you. And if I can't see you, I don't know not to do things. And that's how you end up mushed. And make no mistake, these big trucks will mush you. Average car today weighs about 4,000 pounds. I weigh 80. I'm 20 of your cars. I tap you, your car's total. I hit you hard, you're dead. Give these big trucks some room. Room to operate. And you'll be a lot safer, and he'll be a lot safer, and you'll save that man on blood pressure medicine. Like I said, there's a bunch more of them. I'm sure this won't be my last car rant video. Wasn't even rant. I didn't even raise my voice. I didn't call you no mean names. really look at your driving and ask yourself if you do any of those things. And if you do, they're all simple to correct. Just correct them. But y'all have a nice day. I'll catch you on the flip side.